What is your date of birth? Where were you born? What happened in the world on the day you were born? Were there any abnormal circumstances that surrounded your birth? Who was present for your birth? Who did you look more like, your mother or your father? What physical characteristics did you inherit from your parents? Did your parents ever tell you how they felt at your birth? What is your mother's name? Where and when was she born? Where did she grow up? How many siblings did she have? What number child was she? What were the most important stories she told you about her early life? What did or does she look like? Hair color, eye color, height, weight, disposition. Hair color, eye color, height, weight or size, disposition. How did you meet and marry your father? What are your personal feelings toward your mother? How would you characterize her feelings toward you? What did you learn from your mother? Which of her qualities did you admire the most? Is there anything you wish you asked her? How far back have you traced your mother's ancestry? Which countries did your mother's ancestors come from? Were any strong cultural influences passed down to you? Are there any physical traits that exist today that were passed down by your mother's ancestors? Are there any medical conditions that seem to be passed down through the generations? Were you ever told any interesting stories about your mother's lineage? And if so, what were they? Do you have any personal belongings from any of your mother's ancestors? How did you acquire them, and what did they mean to you? Now, to take it over to your father's history. What is your father's name? Where and when was he born? Where did he grow up? How many siblings did he have? And what number child was he? What were the most important stories he told you about his early life? What did he look like? Hair color, eye color, height, weight or size, disposition. What are your personal feelings toward your father? How would you characterize his feelings toward you? What did you learn from your father? What are some of your fondest shared experiences? Which of his qualities do you admire the most? Is there anything you wish you asked him? What countries did your father's ancestors come from? Were any strong cultural influences passed down to you? Are there any physical traits that exist today that were passed down by your father's ancestors? Are there any medical conditions that seem to have passed down through the generations? Were you ever told any interesting stories about your father's lineage? And if so, what were they? Do you have any personal belongings from your father's ancestors? How did you acquire them? And what do they mean to you? Did you feel like your parents favored one sibling over the other? And if so, who? Did you enjoy your position in the family? Did you feel like there was a sense of competition between you and your siblings? How do you get along with them now? Do you feel closer to one more than the others? Did you look up to one of your siblings or want to be like them? Did you fight a lot? What kind of trouble did you and your brothers and sisters get into? Were you the one who was always being picked on? Or were you the one who was always picking on your siblings? Did you borrow each other's clothes? When there were disputes between siblings, how did your parents settle them? If they have grown into adults, describe them as adults. Their physical description, their temperament. If they have families now, what are their families like? What holidays did your family celebrate during the year? Can you remember any of the gifts you received for your birthdays or other holidays? And if so, what were they? Which holidays did you dislike, and why? Did you have any association with your grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, etc.? Your extended family. What was the name of the town or towns you lived in before you turned 13? Can you describe them for me, please? What was the climate like? Did you know many of the people where you lived? Were there any special landmarks or monuments in the town? Can you describe the changes the town has gone through over the years? What was the address of the first house you lived in? Can you describe the exterior and interior of the house? Who are your neighbors? Can you share a little bit about them? What kind of child were you? Happy-go-lucky, serious, introverted, troublemaker, outgoing? What are some stories that have been shared about you from when you were a small child? Cute. When and where did you lose your first tooth? How do you remember feeling on the first day of school? What are some of your major memories of school during childhood? What teachers or subjects did you like best? What teachers or subjects did you like least? Did you ever get in trouble in school? And if so, what for? When was your bedtime? Did you have a favorite toy? Who was your first real friend? Who are your playmates, and have you remained in contact with any of them? What were they like then? And what are they like now? Were you good at sports? And if so, which ones? If your family moved while you were growing up, why did they move? Did you have your own room, or did you share one? What was the general atmosphere like in the house with your family? Who took care of you? Where did you like to play? Playgrounds, old houses, parks, vacant lots. What chores did you have to do around the house? What did you do on the weekends? What kind of hairstyles did you wear? How did you feel about your appearance? Your height, your weight, hair? Where did you meet most of your friends? Did you ever get into trouble? Was there that one friend that seemed to get into trouble more than others? Were you that friend? Who was your best friend or friends during childhood? Was there any friendship that you cherished most during this phase of your life? Describe your 12th birthday. Did you have a family pet? And if so, can you describe them? What was the first singer or band that you remember really liking? Did you take music lessons? Did you ever successfully play a prank on anyone? What was it? Did you ever sneak anything or attempt to hide something from your parents? And if so, what was it? And did they find out? What were your hobbies as a teenager? What did you like to do? Okay. Got it. What was the name of your high school, and where was it located? If you attended more than one high school, feel free to name them all. Did your high school have a mascot and school colors? If so, what were they? Was the transition from junior high to high school difficult or easy? Did you spend much time doing homework? What were your grades like? Straight A's. Did your parents reward you for getting good grades? Was high school easy or a struggle for you? Did you have any nicknames? When did the same or opposite sex start to become important to you? When was your first date, and who was it with? Did your parents place any restrictions on your dating activities? Who are some of the people you dated, and what has happened to them since? What kind of dancing did you do during this time? How did you learn to dance? Did you attend any proms? And if so, with who? Did you have a long-term relationship with anyone? How did you generally dress for school? How did you style your hair? How did you feel about your appearance? How did you entertain yourself? Who are your favorite actors? What were your favorite TV shows? What were your favorite movies? What music did you listen to? Did you run for or win any school office? What after-school activities were you involved in? What did you like to read? What sort of athletic skills did you have? Did you play any sports? What was your best sport? Did your school win any championships? Where did you meet most of your friends? Who was your best friend during this time? Can you name the other friends you had? Where are those friends now? What were your parents' attitudes toward your friends? What did you typically do with your friends? Where did you like to hang out? Was there any friendship that you cherished the most from this period of your life? How did you get along with your parents as a teenager? What were some of the major conflicts you had with your parents? Did they take any interest in your schooling? What did your parents do to make a living? What did you do during the summer? What did you learn in high school that wasn't taught in books? Do you have the same views today as you had then? Where and when did you graduate high school? What did you do to celebrate graduation? Had you decided what you were going to do with your life after high school graduation? What plans did you make to carry out your final decision? College, travel, military, full-time job, full-time gamer. Did you have your parents' blessing? Did they influence your decision? Was your final decision what you actually wanted to do? Did you rebel and end up doing what you wanted? What was your outlook on life like at this time? How would you describe your personality and attitude? Did you notice you started to act differently after you left home? And if so, how? What were your political ideals at this time? Did you participate in any political activities? Were there any particular worldly events that interested you more than others at this time? And if so, Why? How did you dress? How did you style your hair? What sort of music did you listen to? How often did you keep in touch with your family? If you graduated high school, what did you do during that summer, the first summer you graduated high school? What did you do during the summers that you were 19 and 20? Was it more of the same? If you were able to travel during those years, where did you go and why? Did you ever get into trouble with the law? Where did you meet most of your friends? What did you typically do with your friends? Was there a friendship you cherished more than the rest? Can you tell me about them? Did marriage or raising a family ever cross your mind during this time? If you made plans for college, what was going to be your major? What college did you want to go to? Did you decide to go to trade school instead of college? And if so, why? Alright, let's take a look at your health now, shall we? How was your health during these years? Did you have any serious or life-threatening illnesses or injuries? Did you require any extensive medical treatment during this time? And if so, please elaborate. If you did experience any medical conditions, were they hereditary? Were you the victim of any accidents? Did you have any surgeries? Did anyone close to you have a serious or life-threatening illness or injury during this time period? Was anyone close to you the victim of any accidents? Were you close with anyone who came down with a major illness that required extensive medical treatment? And if so, please elaborate. The next few questions focus on natural disasters. Not to be a downer, but they can happen to anyone at any Were you a victim of any natural disasters during this time? Where and when did they take place? How old were you? Did you have any warning of the danger? Were you and any of your family members hurt? Was your home or apartment damaged? Did any damage happen to the town or the neighborhood? Did you try to help in any relief efforts? Did you lose any personal items? Who helped you in your time of need? Now we're going to move from natural disasters to trade school. So, if you went to trade school, this next batch of questions is for you. Which trade school did you attend? Was it local or out of town? What trade did you study? Was this trade influenced by your relatives? Were classes easy or harder than you thought? Did the trade require many hours of studying? Were you working in the trade as an apprentice while you attended trade school? Which aspects of trade school did you like the most? Which did you like the least? How long did it take to finish the program? Did you find a job after graduation? And if you went to college, what college or university did you attend? Was it a public or private school? What inspired you to attend this particular school? Did your college have a school mascot and school colors? And if so, what were they? Did you go straight from high school to college? If not, what did you do instead? Do you think life at home prepared you for your college experiences? If you enrolled with your major undecided, when did you choose your major? What influenced you to choose the major that you selected? Are you still happy with your decision? Did you like the school you attended, or did you wish that you went to a different one? Was there anything about the people at your college that bothered you? Did you still go out with any of your high school friends? Did your high school friends go to college as well? And if they did, where did they go? If you moved away from home to attend college, was it the first time you ever lived away from home? Did your parents give you any advice about college and being away from home? Did you live in the dorms or off campus? Who were your first roommates? Did you like them? How much was your room and board? How much was tuition? How did you finance your college education? Did you have to work to pay for your college education? What were some of the classes that you took? Where were you most likely to be found on the weekends? Did you join a fraternity or sorority? What were some of the craziest things you did while you were in college that you would not do now? Were you a good student? What was your GPA? Did you enjoy studying, or did you have to push yourself? Were there any professors that just stand out in your mind? What makes them stand out? Did you graduate on time? Did you transfer from one college to another? And if so, why? What did you do outside of class? Did you join any special interest groups or extracurricular activities on campus? Were you involved in any political activities or protests? Did you participate in any sports? Was there anything you did in college that you look back on now and think of as being childish? Did you date anyone in college? And if so, who? Did you graduate from college? Who was your commencement speaker and what was their topic? What did you do to celebrate your graduation? We are going to finish with the questions on the military. So, if you entered the military, were you in the armed forces? Were any other members of your family in the armed forces? Which branch did you serve in? Did you enlist or were you drafted? If you enlisted, what motivated your decision? If you were drafted, how do you feel about it? Were you married before you went into the service? And if you were, did you have any children? If you did have a spouse, how did your spouse feel about it? How did your parents feel about it? What was the world like when you entered the service? How did you feel about the military in general? Where did you go through basic training? Can you describe your experiences in basic training? How was the food? How did you feel about taking orders? What were you trained to do? What special skills or trade did you acquire in the military? What kind of weapons were you trained to operate? What was your rank after basic? How did you feel about yourself after basic training? Were you stationed overseas? And if so, where? Can you describe your feelings about being out of the country? Did you learn the language of the country you were stationed in? Did you make friends with any locals in the country you were sent to? Did you keep any kind of journal at this time? If you were in action in wartime, and if you feel comfortable sharing, can you describe any of the engagements and your feelings on them? Did religious feelings play any role for you in your military experiences? Did you take any pictures while you were in the service? Who were some of the friends that you made? Where are these friends now? What nicknames did these friends have? Did you have any nicknames? Who were some of your superior officers? Was there anything in particular to note about them? Are there any funny stories from this time period? What were the most troubling experiences you had while you were in the service? How long were you in the service for? What awards or decorations did you receive? Did you suffer any injuries during your military service? When did you get out of the military? What rank had you obtained when you were discharged? Were you happy to get out? Did you enjoy military service? If you had the choice, would you enlist again? How did the military change you? What adjustments did you have to make to re-enter civilian life? What advice would you give about going into the armed forces? What was your overall takeaway from serving in the armed forces? Thank you so much.